Oh, hello everyone. This is OW Gaming, and welcome to the brand new installment of Future Langrisser. This time around, we're going to talk about the May update for CN Langrisser, and this edition is May 13th, 2024. By the time of the recording, today is actually May 8th. I decided to record this in advance as soon as I got information from the CN chat. So, anyways, this is what I gathered so far. So, as you all may be surprised about this installment because this is indeed one new hero. Well, yet again, like just like the AO update. So yeah, there's a new LOR hero arriving to Solia. I mean, anyways, and this new hero is an LOR, the second one throughout the entire game. So yep, the first one being is Ice Abyss, or she could be named something else because we haven't reached that point just yet. So, anyways, we're gonna call her Ice Abyss or Ice Moda as a reference. So, anyways, this time around, we're gonna talk about this new LR, and you might be thinking, who is this character? Well, I gotta say about this. So, this character, I've already teased about what this new LR is gonna be in the community tab, like the community page, saying that there's a new LR character based from the character from Langrisser 1. Well, that LR hero is confirmed to be Chris, the new Chris, not Christian by the way, it's Chris, the original character from Langrisser 1, and in this form she's known as the Bright Summoner. And I gotta say, she is a bit of a niche based on unlike most of the heroes we got so far that are new. Some people said that she is underwhelming, but I don't know. Things could be different for some people, but it's just that I gotta warn you, not anyone will be adjusted to her playstyle because she's more towards like a damage dealer and also healer at the same time. You know, it's like a two things in one for her, which in many cases could be working out, while other times it's just a bit weird to use. Well, for her, we're not sure how she works because she was not released in CN yet, but we'll see how she does when she comes out. So, anyways, Bright Summoner. She has two classes. She has Holy and Mage as the two classes she come with. And what's so special about this LR is that unlike most of the heroes we have so far, so we've been thinking when it comes to faction buffers. So yeah, you can already tell this is the something you should probably look after if you think about looking for a new faction buffer. Well, because Bright Summoner is in fact a new faction buffer for a specific faction, and that one is Legion of Glory. And her faction buff basically increases the damage dealing by 15%. And also, this only applies if you're entering combat, so that means single target. And also, after combat, your HP will be restored. It restores HP to an ally with the lowest HP, and it's like a two times a Bright Summoner's int. So yeah, you can already tell this faction buff is more like a healing oriented kind of thing, plus the offensive part of it. So this is like Elwin's, but this is more like a healer's thing. So yeah, you can imagine this healing, the way how this healing allies is basically Almeida style, which many people call it like that because Almeida's unique talent is that she heals allies with the lowest HP. So this is essentially like that, but in a faction buff version, which is interesting because we haven't had a faction buff that does that apart from the Meteor Strike from the Zerida. So yeah, we finally got another faction buff that capitalizes healing, but anyways, I don't know. It's been years. I kind of lost count of how long has it been since we have a new faction buff. Well, the last one we had was from Isolda, which is the mythical realm buffer. We finally got a new buffer for Legion of Glory, and I gotta say, the way how you activate this is basically the same as we got them at the latest new faction buff editions. So you activate this in her 3C. So yes, you heard that right. You need to activate it with the 3C. So this is kind of similar to how you actively activate it with Grencio, Isoda, kind of like that. But I think this is a entirely. I think this is kind of like the skill that Elwin has. So I think this one does like a healing. I might be wrong, but anyways, it's a bit weird. But anyways, I believe a lot of people will be happy to see her as a new LR hero, but I remember there's that one former guild leader who was in my guild. It's gonna be quite excited to see her because she's been wishing for. I mean, he's been wishing for like a Chris with a new variant or new version of her in the SP. Well, we kind of did some. We actually we kind of did get something similar, but this is LR form. So I would say it's close enough. Or yeah, he's gonna be stoked to see. Well, of course, I don't know if he's gonna come back, but as of now, he is just it's just a stay out of the game for now. But once this releases, I can imagine he could come back because he is quite his favorite character is in fact Chris, and yeah, having Chris having the new form is actually quite amazing because he could probably come back to the game, which I hope that this will happen. So, anyways, enough rumbling. I gotta move on. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about the new casting pattern skills. So this time around, we got four new casting pattern skills. There are some of these that are pretty old, but they're actually well deserved. So, anyways, first one it goes to Lucretia, one of my old favorite long range magical attackers. So, anyways, she's getting a casting skill, which finally, I've been wondering since when can I activate her casting? Because I have already did like a 5 level casting on her already. Not sure if her middle skill is gonna be up by now. Well, we finally got our answer. She's getting it in this update. So this one increases her int by 10%. The whip position skill from Lucretia's Arcane Golem can also be used on allies. So you might be thinking, isn't that a nice addition? Well, it is because basically the golem, like in the past, you're only allowed to swap with Lucretia. Well, with this casting skill, that swap thing can also be used on allies. So if your ally is actually in a need of like swap position with the golem, now you can basically do that with golem, as long as you have this unlock. That is, and to unlock Lucretia's casting, you have to have her exclusive. So you can already see that her exclusive is going to be a must if you think about like making her Arcane Golem be able to swap people now. Yeah, you could already tell this is going to be great. And what else is great is that Lawsome, although he did fall out recently in the well, not necessarily recently, but a few months back when other units like outclassed him. So, anyways, Lawsome is getting some love here. So, attack and skill plus 5% before entering combat with Furious Dual skill, which is his 3C. If Lawsome is standing on defensive terrain or desert terrain, this attack will ignore guard. So yeah, in the past, this 3C does not do guard ignore, which is a bit weird at some time earlier, because if you want to guard ignore someone, you had to use something like a 2C skill for this to work, which in most cases it could be underpowered, Well, having this casting on this, like making 3C be able to guard ignore, it's just great, really great, because that basically negates his weakness. Because in the past we're not sure if Lawson's gonna get some upgrades or whatever. Well, this is our answer. Lawson's casting skill kind of fixed the flaw. The only flaw I've been thinking in my mind. Like, I was thinking, why does this 3C not ignore guard? Well, basically this casting pattern skill fixes that. So that's pretty awesome for Lawson. So will I be seeing him a lot when this goes live? I highly doubt that because he is pretty good with this casting. Next up, we got is Luna. Luna's casting is increasing her magic defense by 5%. When Luna has a special effect from any of the fusion powers or any faction buffs that she got, she will deal 15% more damage in combat. After using a damage dealing skill, the skill's cooldown will be reduced by 2 turns, which is pretty nice. So that as long as you're under a faction buff, you will have more damage, and also after using the skill, you'll have your cooldown reduced by 2. So basically, you'll be able to cast your skills much faster than you normally would, which is nice. And finally, we got a as our character. This time is from a Record Lodos War character named Parn. He used to be my old favorite for the cavalry unit. Well, I'm happy to say that he's getting a casting this time around. So attack and skill plus 5%. At the end of the action, if pawn had moved about 3 or more blocks, pawn will gain rapid advance buff. So yeah, you can already tell this is going to be great because, pawn, in order for him to get rapid advance, he needs to get himself damaged. And that part is a bit of a problem, because, if you end up facing in someone that can do a one-shot move, yeah, pawn is dead. So with this casting, that basically negates that issue. So basically, you just need to move at least 3 blocks to gain that thing. So yeah, I'm not saying that the damage part is gonna be replaced with this. No, they're both gonna work at the same time. So that's pretty awesome. So as long as your unit moves at least 3 blocks or more, well, ideally you're gonna need to put him as a cavalry class to capitalize the this buff. Because you can still do this as an infantry, but it'll be better off if you use it as a cavalry. Just saying. So yeah, overall, all four of these are pretty solid for the first time around, I believe. Well, not necessarily first time, but it's just that all these are pretty solid in their own rights, and they all deserve this. Because in the past they've been struggling a lot of when it comes to usage in the PvP or maybe PvE. Well, will we be seeing any of these characters to be in PvP again? Well, it is safe to say that Lucretia and Luna, and no, not Luna, Lucretia and Lawson could in fact shine out there again. And Luna maybe depending on what box you're running on because Luna's a bit of a weird unit here, but I mean nowadays of course. In the past it's actually quite solid to use. But seeing Luna now with this new casting, I could say that she could in fact fit in some boxes. Parn I could say the same as well, but not gonna lie, who will want to use Parn nowadays? Because Parn is a bit of a weird unit out there, but most units you like Leon probably still does better out there. I'll probably just stick with Leon if you have Leon already built, because Parn is just there as a substitute for Elwyn actually for Elwyn or even Leon. But other than that, he is a nice option if you have him. But if you don't have him, then don't bother because he already got his event rerun, so we won't be expecting him to come back again. But who knows? Things could change in the future. Moving on, let's talk about the new exclusive equipment. This time around, it is one armor. This is for Lemia. So, anyways, her armor increases her HP by 10%. Range of the mysterious ocean current is increased by 1 block. So basically, that your activation range, like after you finish your before ending your action, you'll be able to cast your tiles 1 block further than you normally would. Yeah, that's what it means. So when Nemia stands on her own mysterious ocean current or anybody's else's allied ones, it will no longer be removed when standing on it. So that's actually pretty nice because you can let other people stand in the same tile that Lemia was standing on previously and get the buff. So that's pretty awesome. And while other allies stand within 2 blocks, like within 2 blocks stand on the mysterious ocean current, and they'll basically automatically gain the wave ride effect, which is Lemia's 1C passive skill for 1 turn. So yeah, this armor is okay. It well, I should say pretty solid out there because it basically boosts your allies' mobility as long as they stand on the tiles, of course. So within 2 blocks, of course, within 2 blocks of her, of course, which is pretty nice. Anyways, finally, before we leave this episode aside, I gotta talk about some new stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff we need to talk about here. Oh my goodness. So anyways, there's actually new radar banners. The first one's for Jace and Joe and Connie, which is pretty nice. And then there's also another radar banner that's new as well, which is Nomi and Lightbringer. Could be returning, but we'll see. And there's the new Destiny banner for Azusa, Light of Genesis, and Theon. There's also a new special radar banner, which will work similar to Langrisser 1, 2, and 3, and Langrisser 4 and 5 monthly banner. And this one will be themed around Langrisser Mobile 1 and 2. So if you're missing any of these characters from the mobile lineup, I'm happy to say they will be joining up the revival lineup. So yeah, you can already tell that this is going to be pretty nice because we'll be able to see those guys be able to summon more often than we normally would have now, which is pretty awesome. So the lineup here we have like for Langrisser 1 is Zerda, Illustrio, Yulia, Akka, Emilia, Young Jessica, and then for Langrisser 2, Langrisser Mobile 2 lineup we have Mystery of the Night or Night Mystery I mean, Shalinka, Elucia, Helena, Sage of the Trees, also known as Odious because he's Landius but old. We also have Clotaire, Rosenseal, Vincent, Evil God Kruger, Sissy White, King of the Red Moon, Mew, Epsilon, Alpha, and Transcender. So yeah, these characters are pretty nice to grab. So if you're missing any of these guys before, you can try to grab them when this update goes live. Of course, in CN first, and also this update marks the new. I think that is the I kind of forgot which anniversary was it, but it's been so long. It could be the I think it's the sixth. I think I might be wrong here. Anyways, this is an anniversary update after all. That's why we got the new LR here. And then the Divine Ozone banner includes all non-collab characters / limited heroes up until the update of Patricia and Goon. And I already mentioned about the beta banner, so we don't need to talk about that again. And there's also the returning Empire's Destiny banner for Clotaire, Lucretia, and Maya. Well, Clotaire is already on the list on the other banners, but this is a nice one to have because if you're still missing any of these three, they are nice to grab. And of course, I forgot to mention about the classic Destiny banner. This time is for Elwyn, Leon, and Bernhard. And yeah, that's about it. I am feeling exhausted now after all those talking on this episode. So, anyways, hope you all have a great day and find this video informative and see you all next time.